Ever wanted to break out of your cubicle and into a business where you can call the shots? iFix is looking for passionate self-starters interested in a franchise opportunity in the booming electronics repair industry. At iFix, we help reconnect people to the devices that they rely on so that they can get back to what matters most. This is a big responsibility, and from the moment you join our family, our franchisees are provided with the resources and support to bring affordable and convenient electronics repair to your community. Did we mention that with amazing partners like Samsung and Google, iFix franchisees also have access to the highest quality parts and personalized training out there, as well as specialized tools? It's true. And it's also easy to visit ubreakifix.com/franchising and learn more about your big break at your very own iFix.
2021 is the 25th anniversary of the Telecommunications Act of 1996, the last comprehensive update to Internet regulation. The Internet has experienced more than a few updates since 1996, but Internet regulations have not. That's why Facebook supports updated regulations on key issues like preventing election interference, protecting people's privacy, reforming Section 230, and more. See Facebook's progress on key issues and what's next at about.fb.com/regulations.
This is a video that's not going to set well with many black women, or better yet, may I say, black females. And it's sad that I have to keep repeating that there's a difference between a black woman and a black female. No, I do not hate black women. And this is not a video to bash black women. This is only to expose a group of females that we don't find too many people talking about. We were warned against white women. Or better yet, we were warned against the white Karen. But no one has ever warned us about the black Karens. Because when the warning came through, those that warned, the warners, were referred to as someone that hates black women and they hate their mama, and they were questioned, ain't your mama black? But I want to ask a question. Will the real Karen please stand up? Will the real Karen please stand up? Yes, there are so many articles and videos that's talking about white females that were caught in a Karen moment. White females that do dirt and then try to play the victim. Like the one where the white female fell out in Victoria's Secret on the floor screaming because a black woman had a camera and was video recording her ratchetness. So she resorted to playing the victim. She pulled the Karen card. And of course, when it comes to law enforcement, it worked because the white woman was able to walk out of the store. And the black female was made to look like the bad person, the victim, or better yet, the villain. But I want to ask a question. Will the real Karen please stand up? Because growing up, the so-called black men were always warned about white women, to stay away from white women. And we were told that white women will have you murdered. White women will have you thrown in jail. White women would have a relationship with you and then play the victim and point fingers at you so that you would look like the villain. So we were constantly warned about white women, to stay away from white women, and how dangerous and deadly white women are. But we were told that black women were queens and goddesses, and we are to treat them as such. But over time, black women have always, for a while now, proven themselves to be an enemy of the so-called black man. She started putting Brad above black men, saying that Brad treated them better. He was more respectful. He was more of a gentleman. Brad took care of his family and took care of his children, and was even willing to come in and take care of her children that were produced by a deadbeat baby daddy, which happened to be a black man. But when you look at the number of black men that were murdered because of black females, when you look at the number of unborn black children that were murdered from the womb, abortions, when you look at the number of black men that were thrown in jail because of black females, you have to really take time out to question, who's the real Karen? Now, there's a saying that says the most dangerous place for a black child is in the womb of his black mother, because we have so many black females, in the name of pro-choice, was given the right and the privilege to murder their own unborn children without any type of consequences. But yet we're warned against the white Karen. What I'm about to say is not going to register quite well with so many black folks, but I'm going to say it. And yes, you may lash out against me. You may call me out of my name. You may refer to me as racial names, because that's your nature. But the safest place for an unborn child, an unborn black child, is in the womb of a non-black woman. And being that white women have always been the target, I'm not going to really deal with the foreigners that's coming to this country that's producing children by so-called black Americans. Let's just stick with the white woman. This is not saying that white women are better than any other woman. This is not saying that white women are better than black women. It's just saying that it appears that the safest place for an unborn black child is in the womb of a white woman. A white woman's womb appears to be safer for an unborn black child than in the womb of a black woman. Take a few seconds to marinate on that thought. In every black community, abortions are made available. They're funded by our tax dollars, and you have black females on the front line fighting to abort their unborn children, wanting the right to abort their unborn children. There's no child at that moment planted in her womb, but yet she is preparing for down the line if she happens to become careless and open herself up to someone that she may perceive as undesirable and is not making that much money. So she opens herself up, she's having sex unprotected, and then she gets pregnant, and then she goes to the abortion clinic and assassinate that child. Never given the opportunity to experience this life. The unborn child never had the experience or right to experience life as we know it. All of the good things in life, because everything in life is not bad. Yes, there is bad in life, but everything is not bad. So the unborn child, is not given the opportunity to even exist. But I hear so many so-called black people that's always crying out that they don't care about us, referring to the white man. They don't like us. They're trying to destroy us, and they would marinate and just dwell on a life that they never experienced, slavery. As long as you keep your mind in slavery, in times that you didn't even exist, those are just weights that's holding you down in life. They're keeping you at a certain level, which is rock bottom, where everyone else is able to rise above you. In the weight of slavery, a life that you've never experienced is weighing you down. You can't see past that. So, the safest place for an unborn black child is in the womb of a non-black woman. So, who's the real Karen? Black women abort their babies. Black women lock up black men. And there's a video that I watched a couple of weeks ago. And if I'm not mistaken, it was in New Jersey. And it showed this young black male in the hallway screaming and shouting at police. And you could tell he was frustrated. And it sounded like it was, there was a domestic dispute, but it was about his child, his alleged child. And I say alleged because there are so many black males and men that's raising children that's not even their own. They were set up, they were trapped by so-called black females that's got the right to pick and choose their baby daddies. They reject you. They don't want you. They would never open their legs to you, but yet they get pregnant by an undesirable, someone that's locked up behind bars, or maybe someone that got killed in the street. So now she starts to think, I don't want my child to grow up without a dad, but then she remembers you and how much you desired her, although she didn't desire you. So now she comes, give you a little bit, and then pin the baby on you. This is your child. I seen one case where a dude didn't even have sex with the woman, and she took him to court for child support. Made him start doubting and questioning, did I really sleep with this woman? And then he says, well, maybe I partied one day and was drunk and don't remember. He started out saying, I've never slept with this woman. And throughout the show, he started saying like, well, I don't know, maybe. It made him even start questioning whether or not he slept with this woman, because she was so adamant about the fact that he had sex with her and he got her pregnant, and she even had a witness, a fabricated witness to say, yeah, I saw you leave with her. So who's the real Karen? So black men are always placed on child support. Now, yes, men should take care of their children. They should, if it's their child. But I know some brothers that have children or produce children with a white woman. And I say 99.9% of those white women refuse to take him to court for child support. And the 1% that did take him to court for child support, and he fell in arrears, he went to her and said, could you take me off child support? I can't afford it. And you know what that white woman did? She went down there and took him off of child support. She says, I really don't need your money. Now, are there white women out there that's child support hungry? Yes. In every race. But when it comes to black females, there's not one time that you can ever remember where a black woman was willing to forgive the child support obligations or arrears. Although she don't want that man in the child's life. And usually there's a reason behind why she don't want that child in his life. Because deep down inside, she knows that that child is not even his. She knows in her heart that that child is not his. He's only there for financial obligations. He's only there to pay her money because the real baby daddy is no good. The real baby daddy is locked up. The real baby daddy is dead, or the real baby daddy is just a bum that's not working. So now you have another man over here that she slept with. Someone that she left for the no good baby daddy. And he's pretty financially stable. He's got a good job. He's got his own business. So now her eye is set focus on what she think he has. So now he end up in the child support system. And the only thing that she can think about is getting more money. Even while he's paying child support, she will go back for more. The boy is like 21 years of age and she's saying we need more money because he's going to college, although this boy has joined a gang and hangs in the street. So who's the real Karen? Will the real Karen please stand up? Black females have done more harm to black men than white women. Now, I've never dated outside of my race. I've never dated a white woman. But the guys that I know of, the many black men that I've known, whether they're deadbeats or not, that have had relations or marriages with white women, produced children with white women, seems to be doing a whole lot better off than those men that decide to stick with women of their own race. So now you find black females online referring to black men as dusties and beta males and all of these degrading names. You find very few white women that do that. And if they find a video where a white female speaks out against black men, they have to make sure that they post that. Now, we've always been told, like I mentioned, we've always been told throughout life that white women are not good for black men and that white women will have you locked up and white women will have you killed. But think of the number of young black males that have lost their lives over the black Karen. Think of the number of lives of black men that have lost their lives because she played the victim. She started a fight. She swung at this black man. He tried to restrain her. And she says, I got somebody for you. And before you realize it, the young man has lost his life because of the black Karen. I shared a story, and I'm going to end the video. But I shared a story of this young man that used to come to the YMCA, very well-mannered young man. And I always say he reminded me of my oldest son. Very pleasant, nice smile. He always smiled. Very, very, very respectful. And he used to always come to the YMCA and play basketball. One day, one of his female friends, and she was just a friend because she had a boyfriend, she had a fight with her boyfriend one night. So to make her boyfriend jealous, she calls this guy. He gets up out of bed. He's comfortable at home, watching TV, doing whatever he do. So he gets up, puts his clothes on, goes to pick her up from work, drops her off at her house. The boyfriend's there. The boyfriend, of course, this is the reason why you haven't been answering your phone. Who is this? They get into a disagreement. The young brother was trying to explain, she's just a friend. She called and asked me to pick her up. And he really didn't have anything to explain to anybody. But he was explaining, because he's just a nice kid. And he was like, I just picked her up. Well, the female slipped and went into the house, left them outside arguing. The young man that I knew from the YMCA got shot. The boyfriend shot him and killed him. This young man was on her porch. He crawled to the door, knocking on the door. She went in the house, closed the door on him, and he died on her porch. She left him out on that porch to die. Although she called him to come pick her up from work and drop her home because she and her boyfriend had a disagreement and she made him jealous or wanted to make him jealous. So he died on her porch and she went in the house and closed the door. And guess what? She did not get in trouble for that. Although she was the one that set the stage for this young man, this young innocent black man, to lose his life. Cut his life short because of the black Karen. So I ask you again, who's more dangerous? The white Karen or the black Karen? Who's more of a threat to the black man? The black Karen or the white Karen? Will the real Karen please stand up? So feedback, tell me what you think. Until next time, I'm fearless.
2021 is the 25th anniversary of the Telecommunications Act of 1996, the last comprehensive update to Internet regulation. The Internet has experienced more than a few updates since 1996, but Internet regulations have not. That's why Facebook supports updated regulations on key issues like preventing election interference, protecting people's privacy, reforming Section 230, and more. See Facebook's progress on key issues and what's next at about.fb.com/regulations.
Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.